So I have been given the burden of conducting the post-lunch, post-tea session, in which the audience thinks nothing but going to home, going back to your family members. So I will not try to bore you. Okay, and once again I promise to finish the class at the right time, 5:30. Right, not a minute longer. But I will need your help in participation. I will need your help in attention. I will need your help in dialogues. So let's try to make this session more interactive and not a one-way, bhashan. Right? I don't want to do that. Okay. Now, because you have lunch, you have had tea, I need to wake you up. So I know you're sleeping right now. I need to wake you up. Right? So we'll do one small group exercise. For that, I would require all of you to come here, this area. Please come. No need of pen or anything, just come yourself. Everyone, this area. Okay. Yes, everyone. Just stand there, it's okay. Everyone here? Great, wonderful. Now, your task is, you have to arrange yourself in the ascending order of your date of birth. But there is a condition: you can't speak. You can't speak at all, no sound. You can use your hands, but you can't write on air. Right? You can just look at each other, you can make some signs, but you cannot speak. You cannot speak. And everyone should be in the ascending order. So the 1st of January should be the first person and 31st December should be the last person. You have to maintain the order. You have only, forget the year. No, that will be too different. Just, you have two different order, sir. Pick one. Okay, forget year, just date and month. Is that clear? No talking. You have 3 minutes. Start. No sound, please. No sound. No sound, please. No talking. No talking. Shh. No sound, please. Don't speak. No sounds, no sounds. No sound, ma'am, please. Follow the rules. No sound. You can keep some space. You can keep some space. No, don't make a cluster, make a line. So you'll have to keep proper spacing. It's not a cluster, it has to be a line. No speaking, please. Please do not speak. It will be cheating. Date and month, yes. So 1st January, then 2nd January and so on, then February, then March. Shh, don't speak. And make a proper line. You should see yourself. No, don't please, sir. Please don't please, sir. No cheating. Don't be, I can hear your voices. Please don't speak. No cheating. No cheating at all. Please don't speak. Don't speak. Last minute. Last minute. Last minute, please don't make a sound. Date and month, no year, no year. Shh, no year, no year. Last 30 seconds and then you're done. Last 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds, last 30 seconds, please. Make a proper line, make a proper line. It's okay, but at least I should see who's first and who's second. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that confirmed? Ma'am, where are you? Ahead of her? Okay, so you are ahead. Okay. Okay, let's make it interesting. Okay. I will allow you 3 mistakes. So up to 3 mistakes will be okay. But if you have done more than 3 mistakes, then you all owe 1 ice cream to me. Sugar free ice cream. Sugar free, yeah, sugar free. Sugar. Anything sugar free you can give me. But if less than 3 mistakes, then no ice cream for you. No, then Jayanthi na. Okay, so your date of birth na? 6 Jan, 18 Jan, 29 Jan, 29 Jan, 8 March, 8 March, 10th March, 13th May. 1 mistake. Sir? 13th March, 14th March, 15th March, 18th March, 27th March, 3rd April, 24th April, 1st May, 15th May, 22nd May, 5th June, 1st August, 4th May. Second mistake. Okay. 12th May, third mistake. Okay, one more. 15th May, fourth mistake. Ma'am? 25th May, fifth mistake. 31st May. Tell me one thing, why is May here? Whose fault is it? Okay, and then 1st June. So sorry is May, right? May 31st. Ma'am, what about you, ma'am? August, which day? 22nd August. 6th September. And December 28th. Oh. So, so with 5 mistakes, I will expect something from all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for playing this game and making me a winner. Round of applause for all of you. Please take your seats. Take your seats, take your seats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Just imagine what would have happened if I had included the year as well. Okay. Okay, so first of all, thank you for playing. I hope now you're all energized. Okay, so we have some 80-70 minutes of talking about communication, talking about conflict. Okay. Okay, so how do we encourage open communication as a leader? Right. There are 3 building blocks of the same. If you want to portray that you are an open communicator, there are 3 building blocks. The first is asking questions. That means encouraging the other person to share information with you. Right? It's very important to ask questions, and there are different kinds of questions. Right? Second is not just listening, active listening. Right? That means going beyond whatever was said to you, to develop an understanding of the other person beyond words. Okay. And finally, effective communication that manages and fulfills the expectation of the other person. That is what we say or call open communication. Right? So we'll start with understanding questions, okay? First of all, why should we ask questions? What purpose do we serve by asking questions? Tell me one by one, yes. To get involved. What else? Get information, very good. To clear our doubts. That means to stop ourselves from assuming. Right? What else? To know the audience. What else? To open the communication, right? It's a great conversation opener. Right? What else? To avoid? To awake from sleep. Very good, yes. Anything else? Any other purpose asking questions serves? Let's quickly understand. First, simple, to get information, fine, everyone knows this. We gain insight into other person's thought process, right? That how the other person answers, we get some idea from that. To understand the other person better, right? Because we don't want to leave or we don't want to have any misunderstanding. Okay? We can influence their thinking. Please understand, when you are asking the question, you have the wheel of the vehicle called conversation. So you are the driver. Whichever direction you want to take, you can take. And you can influence the other person. Correct? So you know what is going on in their mind. We get time to think. When we ask question, the other person is responding, and usually the question is shorter, answer is longer. So we get the time to think of the next question, or the next strategy, or a better question. Correct? So it is a breather for ourselves. It makes them feel valued. When you ask someone questions, they feel valued because you show that you want to know about them. Okay? Right? You show interest. Right? It generates a conversation, as man said. It's a conversation starter. It builds rapport and trust. Right? Because if you don't ask questions, that means you are judging the other person based on your assumptions, based on your stereotypes. Right? And when you ask questions, that means you want to get some clarity. Okay? To generate ideas. Whenever you are stuck at some problem, when you start asking questions to your team members, you get different ideas, different inputs. If you don't ask questions, no ideas will come forward. Right? And lastly, helps avoid making assumptions. Helps avoid making assumptions. Right? These are the purposes served by simply asking questions. Now, there are different kinds of questions. First is called open questions. Right? These are the questions that give pure information. And we ask them by using words like what, where, why, how, who, when, which. All these WH questions. Right? So, can you quickly create some open-ended question that you can ask someone who you are meeting for the first time using these words? How are you? Very good. What else? How do you do? Yes. What else? Can you create some interesting questions? Where are you from? What are you doing? What else? Why are you here? That's a brilliant question. Why are you here? Yeah. Right. That means you want to know the purpose of their visit. What else? What did you travel by? When are you traveling back? What's the time now? What's your age? What did you eat? How did you what? How do you feel? Very. So see, it starts as a joke, but slowly and gradually you move towards intelligent questions. Okay, which questions are they are the big box questions. Okay, because when you open them, a whole lot of information comes. Right? If you want to try it today. When you go back home, ask your life partner, your husband, your wife, how do you feel? And just, you will get 1 hour of answer. Because we don't ask this question ever. When was the last time you asked this question to the other person? I don't know. But how do you feel? Or how did you feel today? What a brilliant question to ask someone, right? So that's a close question. Right. But then please understand, some questions are really smart and intelligent questions, because see, that's the beauty of people who are great at conversations. They know which door to knock. Right. Instead of asking, are you okay, they go for, how are you feeling? Are you okay is a very showy question. Are you okay? That means I don't care. Just give me yes or no. When you ask someone, are you okay? They say yes. And you're like, okay, fine. They say no, you say a response, okay, fine. Take care. Right? That doesn't take you anywhere. But when you ask how are you feeling, it takes you to a different place. Right? They start telling you about their experiences, their emotions, their state of mind, and so on. Right? Okay. Second type of questions are leading questions. Okay, so here, once we open the conversation, we use the information received and create more WH questions. Right? If somebody explained to you about something that happened, you may want to build on that. You may ask, why do you think that happened? Or what did it make you feel? What happened next? Right? So these are the questions which are leading questions, which depend on open questions. Right? They decide which road you want to take. And finally, closed questions. Closed questions are asked just to get confirmation, just to close the conversation. Okay? So they usually result in yes or no, and they start with words like are, can, do, have, is, am. Now, can you create some really good close question using these words? Sorry? Are you leaving today? Okay. Okay. Can we stop the class now? Yes. Are you having a great day? Okay. So usually when you see this, understand, these questions are at the end of conversation. So imagine somebody has come to you in your office, in your cabin for some help. Okay, that's a scenario. Somebody has come to you for some help. How will you close the conversation? By asking what question? So, which question will you ask when you're done with the conversation? What will you ask then? Are you okay? Okay. Anything else? That's a statement. Have a nice day. By going from here. But what should you ask instead? Can I help you tomorrow? No, but see, we are in the public service sector, right? We are in the position where we help people. So somebody came seeking our help and we help them. How would you like to close the conversation? Is it okay? Okay, yes. You want to confirm that. Was my help enough? Right? So instead of these questions, if you ask that, have I been able to help you? Right? Are you satisfied with the help or do you need more? These are the closed questions, because If you ask a question that have I been able to help you, and if the person says yes, you have done everything, that's your victory, that's your trophy, right? So conversation must be closed. That means there is no need of conversation. Okay. So closed questions help you understand, help you confirm that your role or your job is done. If you ask, do you need more help? And if they say yes, that means your job is not done yet. There's something more to be done. Okay. So that is the purpose of asking such questions. Okay. You start with some open questions. If you find yourself with some stranger, let's say somebody who came for your help, you meeting for the first time, you ask with open questions. Then you build on by asking leading questions. Then you close by asking closed questions. That has to be the flow of every conversation. Open, leading, close. Open, leading, close. Right? It also means you can't start with closed questions. You can't start with closed questions. You can't start with, can't you see I'm busy? You can't start with that question. Correct? Closed question must be at the end. That's a sign of a good communicator. Right? Moving on. Coming to why should we listen? See, all communication scholars believe that listening is more important than speaking. Do you agree? Listening is more important than speaking. If listening is one quality, you would always want that quality in your friends, in your family members, in your colleagues. That they should be good listeners. But that's the problem. The world does not have more listeners. It has more speakers. Right? Human beings are designed to, keep talking. While we should listen more. Right? So why should we listen? What does it help? What purpose does it serve? Why should we listen? To understand the other person better, okay? What else? To clear out? To hear out your feelings, yes, okay. Hear someone else's feelings. Fine, yes. What else? What happens when we listen? Why do we listen? So, sorry? Get others' ideas, yes. To get others' ideas. To empathize, right? To empathize, right? So, listening serves way more important purposes than talking. Okay, so first to understand the other person better, we know that, right? But it shows that we care. It shows that we respect. When you listen to someone, that is one of the purest forms of respect, because you value their words, right? That is why we are told that when somebody is talking to you, make eye contact. Don't look here and there. Look the person in the eye when the person is talking to you. It's a sign of respect, right? It avoids misunderstanding. As I said, we are not good listeners. So many times we filter words in our ears. Many times we don't listen. Many times we look at the person but don't listen. We don't pay attention. So things usually slip out. And that leads to misunderstanding, right? It makes the other person talk more. Now this is a brilliant move. Do you have you watched those crime thriller dramas where there is some negotiation happening between the police and the criminals? There is one rule of those kind of negotiations. Even in business dealings as well, where negotiations happen of some large scale deals, there is one simple rule. The one who talks more loses. Okay, the one who talks more loses. So the next time you are in a negotiation position, let's say you are negotiating with some, let's say taxi wala, don't talk more. Make the other person talk more. Right? The less you talk, the more you preserve. The more you talk, the more you lose. Right? So if you make the other person talk more, it's possible that they will give you the information that you require of them. Okay. So this is an art. How do you get the most out of the other person? Right? It makes the other person listen to us. So if you listen to someone, that means you showed respect. Now when it will be your chance to speak, that person will listen to you as well, out of respect. Right? Sometimes helps the other person calm down. Again, think of your situations in your personal life, in your families. We all have arguments. But when we start listening, we start getting their point, and the other person calms down. Correct? Helps us adapt our responses better. Gives us time, and it gives us, or it clears some of our questions. Right? The longer the other person talks, the less questions you will need to ask. Helps build relationship and trust. Right? This is again the first few things you can do to build trust. You listen to the person. Right? Now what stops us from listening? What are the barriers in listening to someone? Impatience. Impatient. We are not patient enough. We don't have time to listen to what the other person says. What else? Impatience is one. Noise. Okay. Distractions. For example, our phone could be distraction. If somebody is calling us frequently, or they are getting some messages, that is a distraction. What else? We have no interest. Right? We fail to develop interest in what the other person is saying. Right? What else? So first, making assumptions. An assumption could be that, okay, whatever this person is saying has no value to me. It's only going to be nonsense. So I better not listen. Prejudice. We may have certain prejudices. Let's say if let's say my older colleague is telling me something, and if I have a prejudice against age, if I think that this old man is close to the deathbed, he better retire than talking to me. Okay. If I have those kind of prejudices, it will stop me from listening. Right? Ego. Who the hell are you to teach me? You will teach me, you? Look at yourself. Ego. All of us have ego. Right? All of us have ego. Sometimes it emerges, sometimes it does not. Preoccupied. We are listening to someone, but our mind is, when will 5:30 happen and I'll go from here and this professor is talking nonsense. I have to go home and eat a lot of food. Right? We are preoccupied with something else. Right? Boredom, we are just simply bored. Or impatience, as I also said. Self-centeredness. We believe only I have nice things to say. Nobody else has nice things to say. So I listen to myself, no one else. Right? These are the things that stop us from listening to others. Okay? Moving on. As there are types of questions, there are also types of listening. Okay? First is pretending to listen, which I hope none of you are doing right now. Just pretending to listen, like sitting there and looking at the board. That is good enough pretense. Right? So pretending is just, we appear to be listening. We do this many times in our personal life. Yes? I know I do this. So we appear to be listening, but our mind is far away. Right? Then selective listening. That means listening to only those things which are utmost importance to me. Okay. So when you talk about task, when you talk about some work to be done, some pressure, okay, some pressure from the top management, you don't listen. But when the manager talks about some team lunch, free lunch in, let's say, Paragon, having some nice veg mango curry with some Kerala paratha, you listen to it. I had it yesterday. Brilliant food, very yummy food. But we listen to only those things which we like. Right? We filter other things. Work, that's your job. My job is to have fun. Right? Then comes listening. Here is a genuine form of listening where we try to understand what is being told to us. Word by word, we understand. Okay. But even this is not enough. We have to be actively listening. Active listening. Okay. That means you are active in the conversation even though you are not the one who's speaking. You are equally participating. You are trying to make sense of the words as well as the tone, the pitch, the emotions and everything. Not just my words. Okay, you make note of everything. But what is this person going through while they are speaking to you? Okay. Their feelings, their motivations, the emotions. Because that will help you respond properly. So we have to be actively listening. Okay. And for this, I have one group exercise that we'll do. I need some volunteers for that. Maybe 4 or 6 volunteers for that. Can I have 6 volunteers? You can just raise your hand. It's okay. You don't have to come here. Raise your hand. 6 volunteers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Could you all please stand up? Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Would it be better if all of you would be here because others may not be able to see you? Come, please come on stage. Okay. So I want 3 people stand here and 3 people standing here facing each other. 3. Yeah. Very good. Yes. Now you can take a mic. Okay. So I will give you one topic. Let's say the topic is, should kids be allowed to use social media? Okay, that's the topic. Right? What is the topic? Should kids be allowed to use social media? Now, this theme, you have to speak for it. And you have to speak against it. Maybe 2-3 lines, not more than that. So you will give reasons, starting with sir. You will give reasons, maybe 1 or 2 reasons, why kids should be allowed to use social media. You will give reasons why they should not be allowed. Okay. But there is a catch. After sir is done, the mic will be given to you. Before giving your opinion, you have to repeat his words. Then only you will be allowed to give your opinion. Okay? Word to word. Active listening, yeah. Okay, sir? So now, sir, you may start. There may be 1 or 2 reasons, not long.
There are many good things to learn from social media for kids also. Good games are there that will improve their intellectual power.
Very good. Yes, repeat this one.
There are many good things from social media. There are many games and etc. for kids.
You missed something. You missed something. 2 sentences. We can't get 2 sentences. Just look at. Even after saying that you have to repeat everything, 2 sentences you were not able to repeat. Sir, you repeat everything that you said. Please give me my pen. Repeat whatever you said. Just repeat that. Please tell me you also remember. Yeah. You can change your answer. Whatever he says, you have to repeat. It's okay. Right?
There are many good things to learn from social media for kids. There are many games are there that will improve their intellectual power.
There are many things students study from social media.
He did not say about studies.
Kids
But he did not just study.
from social media. They are
Active listening is absent from the world. Ma'am, two sentences. Sir, one second, please. Sir, again. Ma'am, active listening. Active. Be active, ma'am. Same thing.
There are many good things to learn from social media for kids. Many games that will improve their intellectual power of the kids.
there are many good things to learn kids from social media. There are many games that improve the intellectual character of the kids.
Yes! Okay, now you will give your opinion. Ma'am, you will have to repeat. Your opinion. Yeah.
The social media make many distractions of studies of kids.
Fine.
Social media may cause many distractions for the study purpose.
Fine. Okay. Now you give your opinion. And I request 2-3 sentences, not very short. Don't help your teammate. Here 2-3 sentences.
Social media
Sir, you will have to repeat now. It's your turn.
social media can be given to kids for the sake of parents. That is, time may elapsed.
You can repeat, yeah.
Social media is very nice to children. That parents can get rid of the children.
Social media is nice to children. The parents get rid of children.
Now your opinion, sir. A little longer. You repeated, now your opinion. Your own opinion. And ma'am, it's your turn.
Social media consuming more time rather than for studies.
Social media consume more time rather than studies.
Fine.
Students get the learning lessons from social media.
Just one sentence you are giving each other. Huh? Very easy. Very easy.
Students get,
Two, three sentences. Give a little long
Students
response.
the lessons in YouTube and games. Students get the lessons and classes demonstrations from YouTube.
Right.
Students get learning lessons and games from YouTube and demonstrations.
And demonstrations. Great. And now your sorry, it's your turn now. Yeah. A little longer now. 2-3 sentences, please. Yeah.
Social media leads to addiction in the kids and leads to a distraction of their studies.
Social media creates addiction to kids and distraction.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please take your seat. Thank you so much. Round of applause for everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, sir. So what I learned from this is that their memory limit was one sentence. If you go beyond one sentence, memory full. Now imagine, even if we can't even We don't have that much grasping power that we can remember two things from the other person. Right? Just imagine how this leads to misunderstandings. Right? Usually we are never interested in the other person. We are interested in speaking. My opinion is the best opinion. But did you hear the other person's opinion? Right? So this is the importance of active listening. Right? It takes a lot. It takes a lot of practice, and we are all victims, and we are all perpetrators. We make mistakes. But then from next time onwards, when you are having some official conversations, try to be active while listening. Right? And try to make mental notes of what the other person is saying. And there were very interesting points coming out of this discussion, no? Right? Demonstration, games, intellectual power, distractions, and so on. So you were making logical points. But your points will only be valid if the other person listens. Correct? And for that, you'll also have to listen to the other person. Right? Okay. Moving on. What are some active listening tools that can help us? First is vocal prompts. When you listen to someone, you can make some vocal prompts. For example, yes, okay. These are some vocal prompts that you can give. This will help you in listening. This will help you in conveying that you're listening. So the other person also will also have some confidence that yes, I am being listened to, sure. Then reflecting or mirroring. So we talked about mirroring in the first session as well. Whatever emotion is being given to you, try to mirror the same emotion. Right? Try to mirror the happiness. Try to mirror the sadness. Right? Emotions have to be equal. Okay. You can't respond with happiness if the conversation is about sadness. Right? Someone said my dog died. Congratulations. Instantly you will come across as an insensitive person. Okay, so very, very important to mirror emotions. Okay. It only does not work in one case. Mirroring emotions only does not work in one case. Which case? It does not work when the other person is angry with you. So when the other person is angry with you, you can't be angry at the same person. He says, I'll kill you. Why did I kill you first? This is not a battleground. You are in office. If somebody is angry with you, you need to calm them down. That's why the mirror of anger is not anger. The mirror of anger is pacifying. It means calm down. Calm down. Right? That means sadness. At least you can show sadness. No, you show sadness. Crying is the outcome. Emotion is sadness. Right? You certainly can't be dancing if somebody is crying. Okay. Emotional labeling. This is a very brilliant psychological technique. Okay. So we talked about the one case where mirroring does not work. You can't be angry with anger. Okay. What happens when someone, let's say your colleague or some person comes to, some farmer also comes to your office very angry? What do you do? Okay. Okay. So let's have a quick role play. I need someone who can play the role of an angry farmer. Very angry farmer. Very angry. Is there anyone who would like to play that role? Anyone, please. Ma'am, who is being nominated? Ma'am, public request. Okay. And I need one more person who will respond to them. Anyone? One person? Be quick, guys, be quick. Anyone? Anyone who did not come for other activities? Someone new? Yes, be quick. Anyone? I don't want to speak. Yes, okay, yes. So ma'am, the situation is, you are a farmer and you have visited the office many times for some kind of help, but nobody has helped you. So now you are angry. You are so angry that you are ready to, fist fight. So you will come here, she is sitting in a cabin, you will just storm and you will just shout at her. Shout with best of your volume. Yes. Shouting is always better in your mother tongue. I do not understand it, but I will get it. Yeah. And ma'am, your job is to calm her down. Okay? Ready? Yes. Brilliant. So you did word to word. Oh, okay. Somebody came like this to you. Not to you. Brilliant. I was scared. I was genuinely scared. Because this is all on camera. First of all, I hope none of you get someone like this person ever in your life. What acting? But brilliant acting is exactly this is what I wanted to show. What happens when such angry person comes to you? What do you do? Okay, so first of all, there are not many things you can do. Okay, one option was what ma'am did. Where is the man? Who was? She ran away. Like I'm not. I'm resigning. So one option is that you run away. But you should not do that, right? One, there is some psychological tool that you can use which we call name it to tame it. Okay. Now clearly the person is angry. Clearly the person is frustrated. Okay. While pacifying them, you are supposed to name it to tame it. That means name the emotion. Say that, ma'am, I know you're angry. I got that you're angry and I have registered your anger. I understood that you're very frustrated. Please sit down and talk to me. So what did you do? You told them that you have understood that they're angry. You have named the emotion. I know you're angry. Please listen to me and tell me your problem. I have got your anger. I know you're very angry, but if you continue to be angry, I won't be able to help you. Okay. So when it's possible that when the person who is very angry, if they hear that the other person has understood the anger, they might start calming down. Because half the anger, half the frustration is because of the fact that no one is listening. No one is paying attention to my anger. Why do we shout in anger? Why do we yell at someone? Because we want to convey the message. Because you are not listening to me. So when you prove that I am listening to you, I noticed that you are very angry Please sit down and tell me how can I help. This is called name it to tame it. Right? Whatever the person is feeling, you just name the feeling. If someone comes crying, as ma'am asked, if someone comes crying, then you say that I know you're feeling sad, but tell me, how can I help you? Do you need something? So name the feeling. Don't shy away from naming the feeling. It's possible that when you name the feeling, the person will start calming down. Okay? Don't directly say calm down. Right? If an angry person comes, don't say just calm down. In the history of mankind, no angry person has calmed down after listening calm down. It's the most useless thing you can say to an angry person. Correct? But we still say it because we don't know what else to do. So here is something other than that you can do. Name it to tame it. Repeat the thing. Now I know you're frustrated. I know you're frustrated with us, but I want to understand why you're frustrated. I want to understand why you're angry, and I promise I'll help you. Right? That's one way to handle. Next is summarizing or paraphrasing. Now let's say one person has come in a normal voice, normal tone, but then their request is kind of complex. Okay. So you start making some notes, and you, before giving some solutions or before giving your answer, you paraphrase by saying that, sir or ma'am, if I have understood you correctly, you want this. Is this okay? So you get confirmation first. You summarize first, and then you give solution. Because what happens is, if the problem is complex and if you have not understood it properly, it will lead to misunderstandings, and that is a waste of time. Yours as well as the other person's. Right? I statements. That is again a very brilliant tool. Again, imagine angry person comes. Try to use more I statements. You say that, I will help you. Please sit down here. I will help you. How can I help you? Talk to me. Right. That shows that you have taken personal responsibility. Right? You can say that, ma'am, please sit here. I am the one who can help you. I will solve your problem. I know how to solve your problem. Use I statements. That conveys ownership. Right? And finally, when you are in a conversation, take effective pauses when you are speaking. Know when to pause. Don't bombard others with information. Right? Human beings are not prone to grasping more. Right? All the studies on attention suggest that human beings' attention lasts 10-15 minutes, not more than that. Have you watched those Instagram reels? Or Facebook reels? Or YouTube shorts? They are longest will be 1 minute. But mostly on an average they are about 10-15 seconds. And if you look at the people who are using phones, they're just, do you know there is a word for this? Not just scrolling. If you look at people, let's say either you will be doing it or I'll be doing it, or maybe your siblings or your children, they just hold the phone and like that they've gone crazy. They just and 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour that will pass. They will continue doing this. This is called doom scrolling. Doom scrolling. Like that they have gone into a doom. That's their world, nothing else. You call them for lunch, you call them for dinner, they don't respond. Look at children. Now they're addicted to using, watching YouTube while parents, as one man said, give phone to the children and get rid of them. So children do become addicted to those kind of, those kind of colors, those kind of language, and they are victims of doom scrolling, right? So take effective pauses when you are talking to people. Use pauses to, for example, in my case here, I take a pause because I want to look at everyone. and then I move on. Right? Okay. Effective and open communication very quickly. There are some principles. The first, the less we talk, the more we understand. The less we talk, the more we take in. Okay. Second, understand the context and the body language. Do not ignore these things in conversations. Okay. Communication just does not mean words. It also means body language, non-verbal communication. Right? People forget what you said, but they don't forget how you made them feel. I don't think you are going to remember my words tomorrow. Leave tomorrow, by tonight. You will forget what I said, but you will not forget how I made you feel. If I made you laugh, you will remember that. If I made you smile, you will remember that. You won't remember my words. Right? So never forget. The power lies in how you make someone feel, not what you say. Don't be passive or aggressive. Be assertive. That means your needs as well as the other person's needs both are important. Okay. Don't force yourself. Don't withdraw yourself. Be present and be firm in your communication. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. This is the epitome of the principles. First, you seek to understand, then ask for understanding. Right? Okay. So this is where we finish open communication. Now I will move to conflicts. When was the last time you had a conflict with someone? Did you have a conflict recently? And it could be in your work life, personal life, anywhere. You had no conflicts? Or yes, you had conflicts. Yes, right? I can't imagine a life without conflict. Right? For example, even for you to be here, that also would be a conflict. Did you all want to be here? Wrong question. Jayanthi, I did not mean to ask that. Everyone wanted to be here. They're very sincere. But did you want to be here? For 4 days? From 9:30 to 5:30? Did you really want to be here? No, all of them yes said yes. But there is no life possible without conflicts. Right? Conflict is always going to be there. We need to know or learn how to manage the conflict. Right? So let me show you a situation. In a district agriculture office, Ramesh and Suman are tasked with preparing a new farmer outreach program. Ramesh wants to roll it out quickly to meet targets set by the department, while Suman believes the content should be refined based on field feedback. As deadlines approach, Ramesh begins finalizing plans without discussing them with Suman, which frustrates her. Can you identify 3 elements of conflicts? We define conflict with 3 elements. Can you try identify which elements are here? First is difference of opinion. That's wonderful. That's first. No open conversation. Ego. Very good. That's the second element for sure. Ego. And there is one more emotion here. Not emotion, element. One more element here. Avoiding. Okay, yes. So first, as people said, difference of opinions, that means different goals. You want something, I want something else. There is no compatibility in our goals. That is first element. Okay. Second element is interference. Interference is I can't do my job without being interfered by you. That's a conflict. And third is negative emotion, which man said ego. Here we can say that Suman is being frustrated. Frustration is a negative emotion, right? So conflict is made of three things. First is disagreement on something. It can be some task, it can be some kind of debate, it can be something like, which state has the best sambar. It could be which state has the best idli. Right? Could be those kind of things as well. Now you might say something, she might say something else. That's a disagreement. But only disagreement does not lead to conflict. Okay, only disagreement does not lead to conflict. For example, I am a Dhoni fan. Somebody else could be Virat Kohli fan. So I say Mahendra Dhoni is the best Indian captain there is. Someone says no, Virat Kohli is the best Indian captain there was. That is not enough for conflict. Disagreement alone is not enough. With disagreement there has to be some kind of interference. Okay. Let's say you and I were given a task by BCCI of making a presentation on India's best captain. Now I am saying Dhoni, you are saying Virat. Okay, I make slides for Dhoni, you delete my slides. You make slides for Virat, I delete your slides. That is interference. Okay, and because of this interference, I am now angry. I am frustrated. I am pissed off. So that is the third and final element of conflict. Together these three things make conflict. There has to be a disagreement about something, there has to be some kind of interference, and there has to be some kind of negative emotion. Then it is a conflict, right? Now there are different kinds of conflict, very quickly. So one officer wants to prioritize soil health cards while another insists crop insurance enrollment should come first. What kind of conflict is this? So this is a conflict about what to do. What? The goal. Objective. This is a conflict about the objective. So this is called task conflict. The conflict is about what to do. Second, one team prefers direct village meetings while another insists all communication should go through written circulars. What is this conflict about? See, the objective is clear that we want to communicate. But how do we communicate is the conflict. Do we do village meetings or we do circulars? So it's a conflict not about what, it's a conflict about how. That means it's a process conflict. Second type of conflict. What to do is clear, but how to do is not clear. And lastly, a supervisor openly dismisses suggestions from a particular officer because he likes a rival football club. Someone is a Manchester United fan, the other is a, let's say, Barcelona fan. And then they fight. Now this is not a task conflict because no task is there. This is not a process conflict. But this is a relational conflict or relationship conflict, where you have a problem with not what, not how, but who. If the person that you're working with, you just don't like that person because of some reason, then it's a relationship conflict. Okay? Three types of conflict: task, process, and relationship conflict. As leaders, we should know which kind of conflict my team is having. Are they having task or process or relationship conflict? Quickly moving on. Is conflict always bad? Is it good? So I'll tell you in the language that you will most understand. Conflict is like water. or irrigation. If you do it too much, problem. If you don't do it at all, problem. Right? If the water does not go to the farm at all, it's a problem. But if there is a heavy rainfall, too much water, again, problem. So absence of conflict is also a problem. Too much of conflict is also a problem. We should have some kind of balanced conflict. Okay. So let's say in a district review meeting, officers openly debate crop diversification versus yield focus to arrive at a balanced decision using field inputs. Do you think conflict is good here? Because they want to reach a better decision. Sometimes to reach a better decision we need conflict. Okay. But two senior officers argue over past failures in front of field staff, shifting focus from solutions to personal blame. Is this a good conflict? No, we have reached too far. So you need to know where to draw the line, right? What amount of conflict is good that as leader you are supposed to calculate, right? Okay, how do we handle conflict? So for that we have a framework which we call Thomas-Kilmann conflict management model. Thomas-Kilmann conflict management model. On the x-axis we have cooperativeness. On the y-axis we have assertiveness. From low to high, Okay. Cooperativeness and assertiveness. There are 5 different strategies. The first one is avoiding. Can I point? Does the pointer work? No, it doesn't work. Yeah. First one is avoiding. That means the issue is not important to me as well as the other party. All those kind of conflicts we should avoid. Right? For example, let's say man wants to have the last chocolate. I also want to have the last chocolate from this bowl. And we look at with anger that who takes the last chocolate. No, the chocolate is not that important. So we can avoid. I can also, ma'am, you take it, ma'am, you take it. Ma'am says, no, sir, you take it. That's avoiding. Right? We can't fight over one chocolate. So issue is not that important. Okay. But if the issue is important to me, okay, I will go for compete. That means my assertiveness will be higher, my cooperativeness will be lower. For example, this was just about a chocolate. But had it been a double cheeseburger Domino's pizza and the last slice, which looks very yum, very cheesy. I love pizza, by the way. So for that I will compete. Right? For that I'll be quick with my hands. Imagine playing a football match. Our approach is competing because we want to win. I win, you lose. Right? Then if the issue is not so important for me but important for the other party, I will simply accommodate. I will say, no, you go, it's okay. Right? Imagine you are boarding from a, let's say, you're deboarding from a plane or you're deboarding from a bus and your co-passenger requests, hey, please let me go, it's urgent, let me go. So you can, go. Accommodate. There you can say, no, I came here first, I'll go first. Wait, you can't do that. Because the issue is more important to them. Right? For example, you're driving somewhere on the road and there is an ambulance right behind you with the siren. You can't keep driving. No, I'm here, I'm first. You have to accommodate. To go where it's important. You're carrying a patient who might be fighting life and death. I'm not fighting life and death. So accommodate. But in some cases, we will need to collaborate because the issue is important to me as well as the other party. So we will work together for a common solution. We will collaborate. For example, in your office, let's say some problem came, some crisis came, and 2-3 departments are involved. Every department wants to do something else. But the problem is for every department. So you will work together and you will collaborate. If none of these things work, but still the issue is important to both of you, you can also compromise. You let something go, the other person also lets something go. You meet in the half, in the middle. Correct? That is compromising. Okay. So we'll study about these 5 styles. They can be represented by these 5 animals. Competing is like a shark. Okay. So let's look at competing. Competing is shark. A shark never avoids. A shark never collaborates. A shark never accommodates. What does the shark do? Attack. It will attack. Right? So shark is assertive, very highly assertive, tries to overpower others, is an individual who pursues his or her interest on the expense of others. That means if chasing my goal means hurting you, so be it. Welcome to the party. I will hurt you as much as I can because I want to chase my goal. I want to have the maximum share. Right? I am the shark, I will eat you up. Correct? Tactics such as attacking, overpowering, intimidating, right? Being aggressive. They assume conflict are either won or lost. So people who are like this shark always think that life is all about winning and losing. Either you win or you lose. And they are always there to win. They can't lose. Right? Competing also means standing up for your rights or defending what you believe is correct. Okay, when you stand up for yourself, for your beliefs, when they are questioned, that is also competing. So this is the shark kind of people who resolve conflict. Second is teddy bear. Right? By the looks, they are very cute. Okay, so teddy bears are accommodating. They are unassertive. That means they won't care for their own needs. They will care for others. Okay. Relationships are very important for them. They give up their goals to preserve the relationship. They will save the relationship at the cost of their own goal. Sometimes you help others so much that it costs you in terms of time, in terms of resources. Right? There is an element of self-sacrifice. They will sacrifice themselves in helping others. They may take the form of selfless generosity. Right? They obey other person's orders. They can't be too assertive. They can't give orders. They take orders. And they just do whatever the other person says. Right? Third is avoiding turtle. Turtles, what do turtles do when they are faced with some kind of problems? They go back to their shelf. Because their shelf is impenetrable, they avoid all problems by just shrinking. Right? So they avoid. Unassertive, they don't face the problems. They withdraw into shells to avoid. Stay away from conflict issue. These are the people who do not like conflict. They stay away. I don't want to argue with you. Whatever you say is fine. I don't want to argue. I'm going. Bye. Right? Like ma'am style was avoiding. Right? She's like, it's okay. I'm going. 5:30. Come tomorrow. They may sidestep or postpone. Come tomorrow. Right? Today's problem, if it goes beyond 5:30, becomes tomorrow's problem. Today is fine then. Okay, we are happy. Right? They withdraw from a threatening situation. Whenever things get threatening, they say, I'm going. Bye. Okay? They believe it is easier to withdraw than to face the conflict, than to resolve the conflict. It's easy to go and just avoid. There are many people who are like this. They just avoid conflict. It's okay. As long as it does not harm them, it's okay. Right? Then comes owl. Owl is the wise one. Right? It is said that owl is the wise bird. So owl collaborates, right? They are assertive, that means they know what they want. They also understand what the other person wants. Highly value their goals and relationships. For them, task is also important, people are also important. So they will try to preserve both. They look for solutions that fully satisfy everyone. Okay, they look for the solution fully satisfy everyone. Have you noticed sometimes what happens at the crossroad when there is no traffic police, but there is a jam? There is one hero that emerges and starts managing. They are owls. They have the collaborative style. They solve everyone's problem by assuming everyone's problem is my problem. Collaboration, right? They don't run from conflict, they dig into it, they get into it and become part of the solution. They may explore disagreements to learn from each other's insights and develop creative solutions. They explore disagreements and find agreement from there. Okay. So if I am fighting with my friend saying that I'm a Dhoni fan and my friend is a Virat fan and we are fighting, we are punching each other. That person will come and say, hey, you both love cricket, right? Enjoy cricket. Right? Let's play a match. So that's a creative solution. Right? So these are the people who come with wisdom. Finally, Fox compromises. That means knowing that all of my goals will not be satisfied, but I'm okay with half the goals being satisfied. Right? So I can reach to the middle stage as far as my goals are concerned. They look for practical, mutually acceptable solutions. Right? They seek solutions when both parties gain something and both also lose something. That's why it's a compromise. Right? They address issues directly but may not at a greater length. They are not as wise as owl. They don't dig deep in the problem, but they just try to figure out the middle ground, the middle stage. And also means splitting the difference. Right? Whatever difference is there at the end, we will just split the difference and be happy with whatever we got. Those are the Fox style people. Right? Now in your workplace, when you have a conflict, now as leaders, you should be able to identify whether you are dealing with a shark or a turtle or an owl or a fox, right? What kind of person is there in front of you? And you can also decide which animal do you want to be per situation. Let's say there is a situation, do you address it by becoming a shark or do you address it by becoming a fox? Okay, or like a turtle. That's up to you, right? Okay. Now final 3 slides, I can finish them in 3 to 4 minutes. Motivating people. As leaders, it's does not take up more time, but it's very important that we keep our people motivated. Right? When do people feel motivated? Like one answer I know, not at 5:30. People don't feel motivated at 5:30. Whenever they get appreciated, yes. So appreciation is important. We want to be recognized. Okay, so people feel motivated when their work matters, and then they feel valued. Okay. So I am a professor right now. Around 31st, I get my salary. So if I compare that day when I get my salary versus when my students get placed and they come to my cabin and they touch my feet out of respect. If I compare that feeling, I feel more valuable when my students come and share their happy news with me. They come with sweets, they come with chocolates, they touch the feet in showing respect. I feel valued then. Salary is okay, now it's okay. It is not a big motivator now. Maybe while I was studying. But now when my students progress, I feel happy. Right? When my audience goes home happy with smiling faces, I feel happy. So that is where I feel I am motivated. Right? So we feel motivated when our work is important and people make us feel valued. right? Salary and designation get competence or compliance, not commitment, right? Commitment does not come from money. Commitment comes from purpose, right? Motivation drops when effort goes unnoticed. If we do a lot of things, but if we don't get noticed for that, we feel disheartened, right? People want, what do people want? They want respect, purpose, fair treatment. These three things they want. These are things every professional desires for, right? And for the same, small leadership efforts, they can motivate people. How so? Let's quickly understand. People may work for the department, but they give extra effort for leaders, right? Everyone can work overtime, depends on who is asking, right? If your Kharoos manager asks that can you work for 2 more extra hours this Sunday? No! You put the phone down. But if let's say your manager is very helpful, guides you, motivates you, if they say that I'm really sorry, I will also work this Sunday, can you contribute, can you help for 2 more hours? Sure sir, I'll do that. Sure man, I'll do that. Depends on who's asking, right? Only one framework for the motivation, ACR. A means autonomy. That means giving people some decision making power. I am not saying every kind of decision making power, but some decision making power. Some kind of authority. Some kind of power. Some kind of position in decision making. So when the organization faces some kind of problem and there is a meeting, you invite inputs from everyone. That this is not my problem, this is our problem, let's solve it. Okay. So allow some choice in how the work is done and avoid micromanaging routine tasks. As a manager, nobody likes to be micromanaged. Now if you are late by 1 minute and the manager is like, late today, huh? What happened? Was there traffic? Did you wake up early, late? So if the person is just late by 1 minute, you can let go. Okay, you can understand as a human being. Don't micromanage so much. Okay. C is for competence. Give people tasks for which they have capability, for which they have the skills, for which they want to do or they want to be part of such projects. Right? So match tasks with capability, provide guidance and learning opportunities. For example, this training program is kind of trying to do that. It's kind of trying to enhance capability, enhance leadership ability, right? And last, R is for recognition. Acknowledge efforts, not just results. Don't just acknowledge the numbers. Acknowledge the effort that has gone behind it. Acknowledge the number of long hours somebody has put into it. Right? Acknowledge the hard work, not just the outcome. Timely appreciation matters more than formal rewards. If you did fantastic in some project and you get reward after 3 years, maybe some kind of incentive, you will not be excited, you will not be happy because the reward is so late. 3 years. Okay. But timely appreciation. If you did something fantastic and the same week there was a meeting and your work was appreciated, that's where you'll be more happy. Right? So ACR, as a leader, try to give this to your team members. Autonomy, competence, recognition. Right? So how can leaders motivate every day? Practical actions. Ask, how do you suggest we do this? Don't give orders, don't dictate. Ask others that, what is your suggestion? How do you do this? Give feedback that is specific and timely. As your leader, it is your duty to give honest feedback and timely feedback to your subordinates. Okay. Give feedback that helps not just you, but the other person as well as the organization. So always believe in constructive feedback. How can we be better? Right? That is feedback. Publicly recognize good work, but correct someone in private. Say good things in public. Say about not so good things in private. Use this as a rule and you will win the hearts of people. Link daily tasks to larger departmental goals. Make someone understand how a smaller task fits into the whole organizational or departmental vision. Right? Starts with motivation, but if you motivate, they will start looking at you like you're their guide. And when you become their guide, you have the ability to transform people. Okay, and with this, I close the second session. I'm sorry I took 3-4 minutes extra. Thank you so much for being wonderful audience once again. And I will meet you tomorrow after lunch. Thank you.